Hi, my name is Joe Barton, and today, what if I told you you'd never have to pop a Prevacid, Prilosec, Zigrid, or Nexium again? Sound good? Excellent, because that's just what I'm going to talk to you about. See, I've discovered a remedy that has cured acid reflux, GERD, heartburn, and many other digestive problems. Best part is this remedy is 100% natural, no drugs. But before I tell you about it, I need to let you know what inspired me to share this important information with you today. Those acid reflux drugs I mentioned earlier are known as proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs. Now, I've been saying they were dangerous for years, and finally, the FDA agrees with me. It's true, the big guys at the Food and Drug Administration admitted the drugs they approved are dangerous and even deadly. Now, the FDA never admits guilt about anything, so not only does this come as a surprise, you know it must be really bad if they say it is. So, on February 8th, 2012, they issued a stern warning that using these medicines can give you a condition called C. diff. What's C. diff? Well, here's where I scare the living daylights out of you, so pay close attention, because this is absolutely true and really frightening. The skinny about C. diff, or Clostridium difficile, is that it causes diarrhea that never stops. Your stool gets watery at first, then you may break into fever, suffer intense abdominal pain, and the trouble doesn't stop there. You'll also experience life-threatening ulcers and perforations or complete paralysis of your colon. And here's the bottom line on C. diff. It kills about 10% of the folks that get it. Some of the most common drugs taken today are PPIs. Why? Because they do a terrific job of hiding your problem. They may take away the pain temporarily, but they do nothing at all to treat the root cause of the problem. See, when you have heartburn or acid reflux, your body is trying to tell you there's a problem, like the check engine light in your car. If that light comes on, would you put a piece of masking tape over it so you didn't see it? Of course you wouldn't. But that's just what you're doing when you mask the real problem and ignore it. Which brings me back to the reason I'm telling you all of this. Get ready to discover the 100% natural remedy that has no dangerous, life-threatening side effects, gets to the root of the problem, and actually heals the damage done by all the sloshing, burning acid. And I don't know any other way of stressing this to you. You must do everything you can to stay away from these PPI drugs. This is the best way I know how to do it. Even if the threat of C. diff isn't enough for you, PPIs block the acid, but here's a news flash. You need acid to digest your food. If the food doesn't get digested properly, it can sit in your gut and rot, causing bacterial infections. They also block your body's ability to absorb vitamin B12, calcium, and magnesium. When these important vitamins and minerals aren't absorbed properly, your body will eventually develop problems like a higher risk of dementia, brittle bones, muscular problems like restless leg syndrome, headaches, lower energy, and iron deficiency. PPIs also lead to increased risk of pneumonia and irregular heartbeat. Do I have your attention now? Good. Now let me share a rather unusual story about me and my dad with you, and the reason I'm so passionate about you curing your acid reflux disease. Here's a picture of me and my son Carson enjoying some father-son time in the garage a little while ago. Why am I showing you this picture? Because when I was Carson's age, my dad almost died from acid reflux, and I can't imagine what it would be like if I had grown up without him. Now, my story could help you enjoy your family for a long time. So let's get right to it. Over the last 7 years, I've helped over 100,000 acid reflux sufferers just like you to escape the pain, suffering, and debilitating limitations of acid reflux literally overnight. People like Francis B. from Atlanta, Georgia. After using the method I'm going to reveal in this video, Francis wrote me to say, "I was absolutely miserable 2 evenings ago and decided to look up acid reflux disease online. I tried your remedy and got immediate relief from the pain that got me out of bed in the first place." Or Judy H., who says, My acid reflux had lasted for over a week. I went to a doctor who gave me Pepsid. Then I discovered your method. I felt so good afterwards that I decided to try eating the foods I liked. I've been eating everything like I always did, and I have no acid reflux anymore. Thank you. It's great to be able to eat good food again and not suffer. And those are just two of the hundreds of emails I get every week from acid reflux sufferers who are shocked, amazed, and maybe even a little angry when they discover how easy it is to cure their acid reflux for good, safely, naturally, and without drugs. I'm going to reveal to you exactly how to stop your acid reflux in its tracks. You'll have relief within an hour if you do what I say. But first, let me tell you my story and why I care so deeply about helping you cure your acid reflux for good. While I don't suffer from heartburn myself, acid reflux almost killed my father and forced me to grow up without my dad. This is a picture of me and my dad, Bob Barton, from when I was a little kid. I don't know if you can tell. You know, my dad, he's old school. A father of 11 kids, ex-factory worker at the Ford plant in St. Paul, Minnesota. Not somebody who's comfortable showing that he's suffering, if you know what I mean. But at the time of this picture, my dad was living in horrible pain. See, when I was just 3 years old, Dad had to have surgery for ulcers. During the surgery, the doctors accidentally sliced my dad's stomach, which led to a constant slow leak of bile from his gallbladder to his stomach. And that's when the real horrors began. So many of my memories of my dad when I was a kid are of him spitting into a handkerchief, grimacing in pain, or quietly excusing himself to go vomit in the bathroom over and over again, almost every day. Of Dad sitting up in bed, propped up by what seemed like a dozen pillows next to my mom, getting up again and again in the night to spit out bile and acid. They even bought an electric bed to help keep him propped up all night long so the acid and bile wouldn't choke him to death while he slept. I'd sometimes put my fingers in my ears so I didn't have to listen. What I didn't understand then, and what I know too well now, was that my dad's bile and stomach acid was burning its way through his throat toward his lungs. That it was getting worse every day. That the doctors had no idea what to do to stop the problem. And that if something didn't change, if we didn't find a way to cure his acid reflux, my dad was going to suffer more and more, and the acid reflux probably was going to kill him. My mom never stopped praying for my dad's pain to go away. She believed someday that he would be cured, because if he wasn't, she didn't think he'd be around to help raise me into a man. Then one day, a miracle happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was 13 years old. My dad had been suffering so much for over 10 years, getting weaker and weaker, digesting himself. And then one day I woke up, went down to the kitchen, and saw a smile on his face. His eyes were relaxed. He was breathing easier than I'd ever seen before. And he and Mom were talking excitedly. Because for the first time in 10 years, Dad wasn't feeling that burning sensation. For the first time in 10 years, he wasn't in pain. And it wasn't because of some new drug, some fancy and expensive antacid that masked the symptoms while letting his body continue to be ravaged. At first he had no idea what he did different, and he was actually scared that the burning and the pain were going to come back. But then, shockingly, we figured it out. A simple remedy that stops the burning sensation of acid reflux and heartburn in its tracks. That let my dad be my dad again, to really feel active and healthy. That kept him from having to pay out the nose for drugs, go to the doctor again and again, go in for dangerous surgery that can often make things much worse. That actually saved his life. What was this miracle that we got from the grocery store? It sounds amazing to say it. It sounds too easy if you've been suffering and doing research and trying to find a way to stop the pain. But the miracle was simply a red delicious apple. My dad had eaten the night before, right before going to bed. Somehow, this apple that had cost him just a few cents at the grocery store, this was in the 1980s, had calmed his stomach better than the most expensive pharmaceutical drug, had counteracted the acid that was literally eating him from the inside, had given him complete relief from the pain and the suffering and the burning, and had given him back his life. Once we figured out that a simple apple had had such an amazing result, we rushed to the doctor to tell him about it. And while the doctor was amazed at the improvement my dad had made, he said it wasn't scientifically proven, so he couldn't really prescribe it to his other patients. Well, a few years later, my dad kept using his apple remedy whenever he got heartburn and kept getting amazing results. My mom actually wrote letters to 3 big pharmaceutical companies. She wanted them to know about this simple natural cure that worked so well for her husband. Unfortunately, she only heard back from one pharmaceutical company, and they told her that they couldn't use the remedy because it was a natural food. They aren't allowed to create an apple drug. The truth is, there's no way a big company can make money by telling people to eat an apple. There's no way they'd give up the millions they'll make every year on expensive drugs like Nexium, Prilosec, Zantac, Prevacid, Protonix, Reglan, and more by telling people there's actually a natural way. Since the big guys wouldn't help us, we just shared our weird little remedy with our friends and neighbors, and the results were amazing for them too. We also talked about how someday, somehow, we'd find a way to share this with the world, and this was way before the internet. Again and again, for years now, we've discovered that eating an apple before you go to bed, or whenever you feel an acid reflux attack coming on, yields amazing results. For my dad, it's a red delicious apple. He eats them like candy almost every day. But for you, it might be a Brayburn, a Fuji, or a Pink Lady, or any other kind. And I'm willing to bet that if you go and grab an apple from the grocery store right after you finish watching this video, you'll experience amazing relief just like tens of thousands of people have before. You'll feel your symptoms ebb away. You'll feel a cooling feeling in your chest, and you'll never live in fear of your acid reflux ever again. That's the good news. Now, here's the bad news. The bad news is that while we discovered that eating a simple apple quickly puts the brakes on your acid reflux and gets you immediate relief, it really just addresses the symptoms, not the cause of your acid reflux. Even though you don't feel the burning anymore, just eating an apple doesn't give your esophagus a chance to truly heal. After my dad discovered his amazing apple remedy, we all knew there must be a way to get to the bottom of this. There must be a natural way to actually cure heartburn, acid reflux, bile ulcer, and other problems that cause so much pain and suffering. When I was a kid, I thought we'd figured out the cure right away. But it actually took 20 years of trial and error, research, and experimentation. Only right under the nose of the big pharmaceutical companies who are growing rich while ripping you off. But eventually we discovered a step-by-step natural cure for heartburn and acid reflux that works for almost everyone who uses it. That's cured the acid reflux of over 100,000 people around the world. That's helped over 100,000 people kick the acid reflux drug habit for good, enjoy the foods they love without fear, and get their lives back like my dad got his life back so many years ago. And that's so easy and so inexpensive that you can get everything you need to banish your heartburn and your acid reflux forever at the local grocery store for less than $10. A cure my dad, Bob Barton, and I co-created and packaged into a complete acid reflux cure. A cure we call the Acid Reflux Solution Kit, Secrets of Heartburn and Acid Reflux Relief Revealed. The Acid Reflux Solution Kit is a complete step-by-step system for curing your acid reflux or heartburn for good, quickly, naturally, and without drugs or risky surgery. Follow the system and you'll be able to cure your acid reflux or heartburn in just 3 short days, just like over 100,000 people have before you. The Acid Reflux Solution Kit includes the 3-day plan for eliminating acid reflux. Is our complete, tested, and proven cure for eliminating your acid reflux, heartburn, bile reflux, hiatal hernia, or Barrett's esophagus in just 3 days, without drugs or surgery and using common and affordable ingredients you'll find at your local grocery store. The Natural Remedies for Acid Reflux Guide. This is your new acid reflux remedy encyclopedia, packed full of secret acid reflux remedies that will stop your acid reflux in its tracks. Every remedy we recommend is safe, natural, inexpensive, and easy to find. In fact, you probably have everything you need to cure your acid reflux in your pantry or refrigerator already. Your acid reflux grocery list that you can print out and bring with you to the store so you know exactly what items to grab to cure your acid reflux for good. The Acid Reflux Workbook, a step-by-step outline and journal. I've designed your acid reflux workbook and journal to make it as easy as possible for you to track your improvement and stick with the program. Years from now, you'll look back at your journal and marvel at how quickly and easily you cured your acid reflux for good using this simple method. The Acid Reflux and Digestive Health Resource Guide. This in-depth reference guide neatly categorizes all 7 proven reflux remedies, details exactly how to use them, explains the pros and cons of natural medicines, and summarizes the complete acid reflux report so you can take action right away. The Acid Reflux Cookbook. This is probably my favorite. 37 delicious GERD-friendly recipes so you can heartburn-proof your body while loving your meals. Stretching and exercises for hiatal hernia and GERD. Simple and easy exercises and stretches designed to promote healing of your esophagus. Plus, you'll learn how to keep your acid down when you get in a good workout, since exercising can trigger acid reflux. The Infant and Toddler Guide to Healing Acid Reflux. We'll show you how to calm the stomach of even the most upset child in seconds. Plus, you'll learn why some acid reflux remedies work better for pregnant women. Plus, we're getting our thousands of customers involved. Ever since I first put out the Acid Reflux Solution Kit years ago, formerly called the Reflux Remedy Report, I've been getting tons of emails from my customers. I guess I should really call them friends now, with their own methods for lessening or even curing acid reflux. See, I've personally vetted these methods, chosen the ones with a proven track record, and included them in this updated version of the Acid Reflux Solution Kit. When you grab your copy of the kit today, you'll discover how one woman used slow eating to completely rid herself of a 3-year Nexium habit, found herself able to enjoy her meals again, and as a bonus, completely eliminate constipation that had plagued her for years. The milk and 7-Up method. Nurses secretly use in many hospitals, but that doctors don't know anything about. How a famous fad diet helped one South Florida woman not only banish her acid reflux, but actually got ready for bikini season. Why sometimes acid reflux isn't acid reflux at all, and a weird method involving jumping up and down with your hands over your head that eliminates hiatal hernia problems in seconds. And much, much more that I have time to list out here. It's really amazing and heartening to me how the community of people who have purchased this report have come together to help each other. And when you grab your copy of the report today, you'll benefit from the research and experience of thousands of people just like that. We'll stop your heartburn or acid reflux in its tracks, we'll get to the root cause of your stomach and esophagus problems, and we'll finally know what it's like to be able to relax around meals, eat the way a normal person eats, and never have to experience that pain or burning sensation again. But that's not all. Act now, and I'll also include my exclusive interview with Dr. Scott Saunders. In all my years of research and work, I've never met a man like Dr. Saunders, a doctor who truly understands natural cures for common ailments, who's willing to stand up against the big pharma companies, and who fights passionately to find that perfect blend of natural and traditional medicine. In this revealing 32-minute audio interview with Dr. Saunders, you'll discover the hidden dangers of acid reflux drugs, why doctors are too eager to pump you full of drugs, and how to get off medications in days. What acid reflux really is. Hint, it's not caused by extra acid being produced by your stomach. How you can empty your stomach in seconds even after a big meal without vomiting to relieve the pressure of acid reflux so you can get a great night's sleep. And much, much more. Okay, so how do you get started? How much for the Acid Reflux Solution Kit? Including not 1 but 7 proven cures for your acid reflux no matter how long you've suffered and no matter how bad it's gotten? Honestly, this is the only program like this in existence, so there's nothing to compare it to. So let's just think about the alternatives you could try, or that you've probably tried and hated already. You could try using antacids and over-the-counter acid reflux remedies. Remedies that basically poison your body, mask the pain and the damage you're doing to your esophagus, but at the end of the day leave you no better off at all. Acid reflux and heartburn drugs are even worse. For one thing, they're expensive, between $25 and $129 a month for just one prescription, And these drugs like Nexium, Prilosec, Zantac, Reglan, Tegamet, and others are so dangerous and so damaging to your body that doctors say you're only supposed to take them for 2 weeks max. Which means even if you can get the drugs, even if you empty your wallet into the big pharma companies' pockets, you're still stuck suffering, eating your way through your own body and desperately trying to find relief. If it gets really bad for you, you may even have to go in for surgery. That will cost you thousands of dollars minimum, put you down for the count so you can't work, and even if the surgery is a success, you'll never really be the same. Let me ask you this. Years from now, when you're looking back, how are you going to feel if you could have banished your acid reflux for good and didn't take the simple steps it would take? How are you going to feel if you could have gotten away from that pain for good, had more fun in your life, been more active, and been happier because you weren't constantly suffering? And what if you could have done it just by making a few tiny changes to your diet and using a simple proven method that has nothing to do with drugs, weird treatments, or surgery? How much would you pay to be able to really have control over your gut? To never have to worry about triggering your acid reflux? To feel totally calm and pain-free because you know exactly what to do to get rid of your acid reflux and make sure it never comes back again? If you act now, while this video is up, you can have the full program for just $19.97 today. Less than 1 bottle of an expensive and dangerous acid reflux medication. Less than 1 visit to the doctor. And a lot less than the $3,000 to $9,000 you'll have to pay even after your insurance kicks in, if you ever have to have dangerous and risky surgery for your acid reflux. And all you have to do to get started is click the big shiny Add to Cart button below. If you've watched this video so far, you can probably already feel how different this is than anything you've ever tried before for your acid reflux. And I bet you can already imagine what it's going to feel like to wake up in the morning and know that you're completely free of that burning. Free of the medication, the expense, and the danger of acid reflux for good. All you have to do to completely banish acid reflux from your life is click the Add to Cart button and you'll gain instant access to the Acid Reflux Solution Kit. And of course you're covered by my rock solid, no questions asked, 365-day satisfaction guarantee. Here's how it works. Simply enter your name and email address, click the Add to Cart button below. Download your copy of our Acid Reflux Solution Kit, just like thousands of other acid reflux sufferers have before you. Dig into the information, discover the astonishing secrets no doctor has ever told you about the real reason you suffer from acid reflux, and how simple it is to cure your acid reflux using simple items from your grocery store. If you aren't blown away by what you'll learn, and if you don't get results, simply contact us at any time in the next year for a prompt and courteous refund. No BS, no rigmarole, no questions asked. Listen, my dad raised me to do right by people, and I personally don't believe I deserve your money unless you get astonishing results. Plus, I know from experience and from the thousands of people who have benefited from this information so far that you're going to be astonished by what you discover, and at the relief you get from your acid reflux when you put this information into action. Which is why I'm willing to be so generous with my guarantee and give you a full year to make up your mind about whether you think this information is for you. All you have to do to get started is click the big shiny inviting Add to Cart button below. You'll gain instant access to the Acid Reflux Solution Kit. You'll be able to download it directly to your computer, and you'll be well on your way to curing your acid reflux just like my dad did, and just like so many others have. Tonight. But you really do have to act now. At just $19.97, clearly we're trying to keep the price for this as low as possible, and I cannot guarantee that the price won't be going up soon. Why? Well, the weird thing is that a lot of people don't think they can really cure their acid reflux by using something that's so cheap. Personally, I blame the high price of acid reflux medications. But when I tell people that they can flat out get rid of their acid reflux this simple, easy, natural way, a lot of them don't believe me. A lot of my friends who are big marketers tell me that I have to raise the price because it's the only way folks will really realize how valuable this information is. Weird, I know, But since my goal is to help as many people as possible with this, I'm going to have to raise the price soon. I can guarantee, however, that if the acid reflux solution kit isn't everything I've promised, you get a full, no questions asked refund. Listen, I don't want to pressure you here, but you've got a really simple choice to make. Right now, as you watch this video, you're at a crossroads with your acid reflux that will affect your health, your happiness, and the rest of your life. And when you think about it, you really have three options. Option one, do nothing. Let this video end. Leave this site behind and keep doing what you're doing now. Keep feeling that horrible burning deep down in your guts. Keep choking down antacids, paying out the nose for expensive medications, and keep suffering needlessly. Honestly, if you've watched this far into this video, it shows me that what you're doing now just isn't working for you. So doing nothing really isn't much of an option at all. Option two, take what you learned in this video and try to figure out the all-natural cures for your acid reflux yourself. You can try this, but I can tell you from the experience I had watching my dad struggle and suffer for so long that it's really not a good idea. Let me ask you, would you rather reinvent the wheel every time you leave the house, or would you rather get in your car and get going where you want to go? It took my dad years to figure out this simple cure for acid reflux, and it took me decades after he figured it out to get this valuable information out to so many people who needed it. Plus, it's way too easy for you to mess up while you're experimenting, add the wrong foods to your diet, and actually end up making your acid reflux worse. And I don't want that for you any more than you do. And then there's option three. 100% risk-free, do what so many thousands of others have before you. Grab your copy of the Acid Reflux Solution Kit and cure your acid reflux the safe, simple, and natural way, without antacids, without drugs that tear up your guts, and become yet another of my long line of success stories. When you think about it, it's a pretty easy choice to make, isn't it? And all you have to do to get started is click the big Add to Cart button that you see below. You'll be granted instant access to the Acid Reflux Solution Kit and to the 7 simple natural cures that will banish your acid reflux and give you relief for good. Like I said, the price of the Acid Reflux Solution Kit may be going up soon. If you leave this site and come back later, it's likely you'll be forced to pay a higher price than I'm offering you today. And with my generous 365-day guarantee, there's really no way you can lose. I can't even tell you how grateful I am that my father discovered this cure for his acid reflux all those years ago. As soon as he got his acid reflux taken care of, it was like I suddenly had my dad back. That's why I'm so passionate about getting this material into your hands today, so you can finally escape from the pain, the suffering, and the misery and really enjoy your life and your family again the way you were meant to. But the only way I can help you is if you take action right now and click the Add to Cart button below. I know you're going to have incredible results like so many have before you. I can't wait to get your email talking about how this simple cure for your acid reflux worked where so much else had failed before, and how this report changed your life for good. Thank you so much for your time, and I sincerely hope that you'll allow me to help you like I've helped so many others in the past. I'm Joe Barton, and I hope you have a fantastic day.